Today in the crypto space, we see the market looking nice and green. Bitcoin above the $75,000 mark, up approximately 10%. And Ethereum, 2,700, doing really good. Guys, carrying the altcoins to the higher levels. And we have some of these altcoins deep in the green. Sui, Doge, Celestia, Uniswap, Tau, and many others reaching for much higher levels. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. But more importantly, I want to talk about one project that I believe is still holding off for a big move, and that project is called Injective. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market first, and then we'll take a look at Bitcoin as a leading indicator, and then we'll figure out what's going on with Injective. Injective been showing a bit of strength today in the last 48 hours. However, guys, structurally speaking, it's still at the bottom of the range. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that one for sure. Market cap is definitely rising up above. Guys, we're hitting a above $2.6 trillion, up approximately 7.5%. Capital is flowing in. We're seeing this rise. The market cap is rising. Previous high was $3 trillion. So keep that in mind. We're definitely rising. We see the trading volume definitely in confluence here. Lots of volume to the upside while we're seeing the market cap rise. Market participation is full on right now at the current moment here, so which is really healthy for the market in general, including the altcoins. Right now we're seeing Bitcoin definitely lead the way. It's definitely absorbing a lot of that capital given the fact that it's a large cap, right? The largest cryptocurrency out there. It is up approximately 9.5%, 10%, while Ethereum is also up approximately 10%, 10.9%. And some of the altcoins, guys, these altcoins are doing great. If you're looking at the right altcoins, the right narratives, they're doing amazing. In fact, they're outperforming Bitcoin in the last little while. Solana doing great, up 12.6% just in the last 24 hours, 6.2 in the last 7 days. So great stuff there. And then we do see Doge obviously doing great based on, you know, what's been happening with Elon and his involvement now in government. Let's put it that way. And let's keep on going down. We see Cardano doing good. Wake up call for Cardano. I think, you know, it's a sleeping giant. I think Cardano's might get some good price action very soon. So don't fade on Cardano because there's some Bitcoin upgrades happening to Cardano very soon. So it could be a really good catalyst to get some volume into that. AVAX doing okay, 10% for the day. Still, in my opinion, still waiting for a major volume, some major moves of volume. Okay, so I think AVAX is another project that you might want to definitely keep an eye on because it could wait for its rotation. It could get its moment, and then all of a sudden it starts to move, right? We see Chainlink doing okay for today, and we see Sui. Sui in the last little while has been doing great. 11.6% to the upside, and 11.6 to the upside in the last 7 days, outperforming Bitcoin. Guys, doing very good. 16% of it, which is today. Good stuff for Sui. Okay, so this is one thing that we got to keep in mind on. Good projects, strong projects are doing well. Uniswap, 31% today, guys. DeFi is on fire at the current moment. 14.4%, doing good. Guys, there's so many projects. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we can clearly see that there are some projects that are still slightly undervalued. I think Near Protocol is one of them. Okay, we got to keep an eye on that one. If the AI narrative wakes up with some real aggression, Near Protocol could do some really good moves to the upside. Aptos as well, maybe a nice recovery. We should see a bit of a rotation from Sui to Aptos. That's what we saw last time. So it could be that scenario where we see something happen there with that relationship, basically the move narrative. As we keep on going down, we see a lot of good price action. Caspa doing okay, 8%, not bad. Aave Again, DeFi is doing great. What else do we have? Dog with Hat doing a nice bounce, getting a nice bounce. Filecoin, 10% for the day. Injective, guys, today we're talking about Injective. I think, again, Injective doing good, 22% today is awesome. But if you look at where it is, big picture, zoom out and look, Injective is just getting started. So it could be a good one. It could definitely be a good one to keep an eye on. A good layer one to keep an eye on for this bull run. Definitely. Phantom, 17.8% in the last 24 hours, guys. Pretty much erasing all losses. Back to good levels. I scaled into the ecosystem a few days back. So definitely in the green on those positions. Phantom's killing it, doing great. Upgrades around the corner. Thorchain Rune, erasing all kinds of losses as well, up 19% as we speak. It should be doing well in the next little while. I expect good stuff here for Thorchain Rune. And as we keep on going down, guys, there are a lot of good gainers. Guys, I'm not going through all of them. Guys, join me live tonight. Tonight, we'll go live. We'll be talking about altcoins. We'll be looking for setups. We'll be shifting our strategy in the next little while to be able to trade the bull run successfully. We can't be using the same strategies as we have done in the past because the market was different. Now the market is going to be structured different as we keep on moving to the upside. And guys, we need to really reorganize ourselves and regroup and come up with a better strategy. So make sure that you join me live tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. All right, guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with Bitcoin, showing tons of strength for today, up to about $76,000 pretty much. Doing great, breaking structure to the upside, higher highs and higher lows. Guys, the trend is your friend until the end. Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. Bitcoin, what is it really doing? Make an all-time high, guys. Congrats to all of you that are holding. Congrats to everybody that endured all this emotion, especially here, very an emotional level. And, you know, price action kind of made it extra emotional. But guys, the emotion that we had here just before the election was insane. It was really strong. In fact, I would say that it was stronger than this. And in fact, I would say it was way stronger than down here, which kind of bothered me because really we should have been way more emotional at these levels than we were here. But for some reason, this dip got a lot of people fearful. But guess what, guys? The trend is your friend. And ultimately, we had the conviction. We had the TA in our favor. We were clear about our emotions that we need to have them in check. And we went up for that higher high. And currently, the market is in our favor and has rewarded all those individuals that stuck with traditional technical analysis and looked at the trend being your friend. And ultimately, right now, our portfolios are deep in the green. Okay, so what now? Bitcoin is risky. I'm going to say it flat out straight. Bitcoin is risky. It is officially in risk mode. It doesn't mean that you can't buy now and still be very profitable. The only thing that I can say is that by now, you run the risk of a rejection. You run the risk that price discovery brings to the charts. And the reality is price discovery, the reason why it's called that is because we don't know what's going on up here. We don't know what to expect. We have no previous data to, use as confluence. All we have is a massive trend line stemming from the genesis of Bitcoin that we're trying to use as a projection for future price action, which puts Bitcoin, right around 150 to 200,000, right? And that's still very a bullish target. But in the meantime, guys, we don't know if that's going to be a fact. We don't know. We don't have any historical price action. So what I say is this: Bitcoin right now is risky, right? We're in price discovery, and TA is very, very difficult, extremely difficult. So we can expect good extension levels. We can hit nice psychological round numbers, 100,000. We can hit 1.27, 1.6 extension, of course. We can do a one-to-one leg extension to the upside. There's a lot of things that we could do here. But as of now, guys, getting into a fresh long on Bitcoin does have some risk. And we got to be clear about that because we're in price discovery. And as this happens, as we see Bitcoin continue moving up until we reach about 100K, I would say maybe even 120, it could be that we start to see the beginning of a major rotation. But keep in mind, on the way up, as Bitcoin keeps on moving, there are people that are going to take profit on their Bitcoin positions and rotate them where the risk to reward ratio is better. And guys, that is in the altcoin market. If you think about it, people that bought here at these bottoms are deep in the profit. Okay, that's the reality, deep in the profit. I rotated out of my altcoin, a good portion of my Bitcoin right around this level, and I got into some good altcoins that have been running and outperforming Bitcoin. So I'm happy about that. But ultimately, that I plan to be a little bit more aggressive with that. as Bitcoin continues trekking to the upside, because eventually the altcoins are going to play a catch up to Bitcoin, and then definitely we'll see that explosive move to for an altcoin season. In the meantime, we will see some altcoins not only keep up with Bitcoin but still outperform Bitcoin. But the challenge here is to slowly rotate out of Bitcoin as it gets very frothy, as it gets into price discovery, as it continues into that extension, and basically rotate it into risk to reward ratio opportunities in the altcoin market. Okay, that's what we're going to be focusing on in the next little while. We're going to have to shift our strategy to be a little bit more, how can I say, accepting of trending price action instead of sideways trending price action, because really sideways channels in a bear market are accumulation phases for the moment that we see right here in front of us. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin looking great. Let's take a look at Injective. Injective at the end of the day is in a very different scenario, as you can see. So this is a very clear indication, very clear example of what I was saying, is that ultimately Bitcoin is all the way up here, and guess where Injective is? Down here with a way smaller market cap. Meaning not only are the gains better because of the market cap, but the entry is basically at the bottom where Bitcoin was at about $16,000, $20,000 range before it got its massive run to the upside. So what I'm saying is that you have to buy low and sell high. It sounds easier than said, obviously. But that is the reality. Bitcoin right now is high. It's in an extension mode right now, whereas Injective is still in a retracement zone, trying to find horizontal support for that big move. Injective just getting back to its previous high. Let's be modest about some targets here. Just getting back to previous high, you're already up 122%. Okay, so you've already over doubled your money. Now, from an extension level, if we start looking at what Bitcoin is doing, getting into extension level, again, that 1.27, 1.618, we have the 1.27 right here, we have the 1.618. To be honest, in an altcoin market, these targets are very modest. Okay, and again, we're going to talk more about what to expect in the altcoin season, and when altcoins start to run really hard as we get into the season, because I still feel like we need to focus on transitionary phases in the altcoin market, from bearish downward sloping price action to sideways, which is the transition from bearish to bullish. Okay, so we got to focus on that. But at the end of the day, it's not bad of an idea to kind of look at, okay, let's be modest. Extension level, we go up for a higher high, 1.27, 185%. 1.618, 250%. Guys, these are great targets, and these are modest targets for the bull run, for the altcoin season. Very modest targets. To be honest, expect 3.618, 2.618, 3.618. I think once we get to there, we're a bit high up there, but I've seen it before where we see 2.618 and 3.618, even up to 4.618 on the micro caps is very, very possible. Okay, so this is what we have to keep in mind in the next little while. Number one, there are some altcoins that are at the bottom of the range still trying to find support. Those are the best risk to reward ratio opportunities. We also have other projects, guys. We'll talk about those other projects tonight live on the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. EST. Feel free to join. I obviously take requests during that moment, during that live session, so feel free to join and make those requests. I'll definitely put them in priority, but that's what we need to put in priority. We need to put in priority is projects like this, and I feel like maybe even Near Protocol and Arweave and many others are in that zone, but right now Injective is clear, especially with the fact that it's a layer one, and you know, at the horizontal support going sideways after clearly downward sloping price action. Okay, so that's that. Structure is clear at this current moment. Now, if we start looking at, you know, the overall change of character that we need to, you know, produce in order to get quite bullish, we need to either make a lower high or a higher a lower low, higher low or a higher high. So a higher low, which would mean another one of these. We already got one, another higher, a good higher low. We need to make a higher high and stay above the 200 daily. Okay, that's something that needs to happen, because right now we're below the 200 daily, doesn't look good. We need to get above the 200 daily, and then maybe a back test, maybe a consolidation or something, and then we can put a stop loss underneath it and expect a continuation. Basically, what we need is to change character from lower lows and lower highs to all of a sudden make a higher low and then higher highs, and then continue moving to the upside eventually. Pivot point structure, transitionary phase from bearish to bullish. Right now we're going sideways because we're transitioning. We're slowly making those W's, those inverse head and shoulders, there's cup and handles, there's Adam and Eve patterns. Those are those bullish divergences. That's basically what we're looking for. So let's take a look at bullish divergence, see if we got any. Let's see if oscillators are oversold. Let's see if we get any edge right here. To be honest, none. And I expect this. Why? Because we're still going sideways. Even from here, to be honest, it's not like we're that crazy volatile to the downside. We're still sideways. No overbought or oversold conditions in any extreme way, which means that we're still ranging. Okay, and you could probably see it a little bit better on the 4-day. You can see that. Look at that. Okay, look at that. Okay, and it's clear. You can see it. You can probably see it on how it would translate on the 4-day in comparison to the daily. Look at this, sideways, stuck in the chop zone at about 50% mark, at the 50% mark. The issue that I have here of being super bullish, and there's only one issue, and it's not a major issue, because really if the market turns super bullish, which we are seeing that, okay, it doesn't have to get completely oversold. But generally speaking, I would like that. I would like the market to get completely oversold, so I get that's out of my system. I can check it off my box and say, look, the market got oversold, and now I'm not taking the risk that it does. So at this current moment on the 4-day, we can see that if we get into a fresh long right now, we are definitely taking the risk that it does get oversold eventually. And then we got to ask ourselves, what does that translate to with regards to price action? Well, where's the next level of horizontal support? And if that gets oversold, which horizontal support could it tag? And that's where we get into the price action once again. So the 4-day chop zone, is it going to get oversold? It's possible. And this is why we have to understand now we got to kind of, get our position size correct, given that possibility. Okay. The daily, back to the daily, not giving us much of an edge. We're going sideways, a little bit of class B bullish divergence to the upside on the trend. You can see that even the trend is very confused, very indecisive, no real direction. And we like trending price action. We want a direction, right? A little bit to the upside, but we see a little bit to the downside. It's pretty much in the consolidation. The moving averages, the EMAs, are not in the bullish or in the bearish. They're pretty much going sideways. The control zone is not well defined yet. Okay, so this is why I would say, either lower time frames where you're trading the range, or keep an eye on the 4-day until the daily gives us an edge and gets completely oversold. Now back to price action. Now that we've got that out of our system, we can say, okay, momentum could get oversold. The trend is sideways and choppy, no edge. Price action is king. We're not getting a change of character. We're still in a downwards trend. We're slightly going sideways right now. We have horizontal support at 14.6, $14.60. The next level of horizontal support is down here at about $9.85. Is it possible that happens? Could it still happen? Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's still very possible. Okay, we're still in structure here. We didn't break to the upside. We didn't get any major change of character here. The trend is still our friend to the downside. We're below the 200. Okay, so this is something that we position size need to factor this in. Now we could factor in the overall market, Bitcoin's in price discovery. We got the president, Donald Trump, the president, is basically pro crypto and is going to protect the industry in America, which is very bullish for the entire space altogether. So are we going to expect a dip down to $9.95? Guys, that's a decision you need to make. Because if we get oversold, like I showed you in the momentum, guys, it's very likely that we do fall through the volume gap, or at least test 1477 again. Okay, so it's about DCing at those levels because of that. If we were completely oversold, it would be a different story, guys. I wouldn't have that reservation. I wouldn't be worried about, making sure that I DCA and deploy capital at other lower levels, because if it gets oversold, we're coming down, guys. No doubt about it. Okay, so again, this is not bad because ultimately we're waiting for this pivot point to happen. But in the meantime, we could still come down here. It's a great buy opportunity to DCA, and a worst case scenario, guys, we don't know, but we could still come down here. Now, what would I be doing? To be honest, I would be preparing not to break through the volume gap, because right now the conditions in the general market are so bullish, right? And we're seeing other layer ones run. We're just waiting for rotation to happen out of those other layer ones, and then individuals are going to be looking for better risk reward ratios in the altcoin market, and Injective is on the list 100%. There's no doubt about it. So guys, I would be getting in with approximately maybe 50% of my bag right here, 40, and then coming down here to this level, getting in a little bit more, and then hesitate, wait. If we do break down, guys, you're gonna have to have capital to deploy at these levels to DCA, because I don't think Injective is going anywhere but up eventually. The thing is that we still have that probability of that dip. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. DCA, bit now, bit down here, hold steady, wait for the change of character, and then all of a sudden we start making higher highs and higher lows, then deploy more. Go in heavier as you get your confirmations, because confluence gives you confidence. Guys, if I've given you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.